There's something I've always wanted to do since the time I was a little kid. I've always wanted to go to Italy. I've even been, supposedly, studying Italian for like 2 years. Although I think my Italian now is worse than it was a year ago. And I came up with this idea of saying, well, why don't you just make a decision that you're going to go to Italy? If not in 2027, at least by 2028. And I started thinking about that, and as soon as I started thinking about that, I got real hopeful, downright optimistic. But I thought, I wonder if I could do this. I'm not going to tell my kids because they would immediately, that would be one wet blanket and another wet blanket right on top of the first one. You know, you can't do it, Mom. Mom, you don't have the money for that. Mom, you had a stroke last year. How do you expect to be able to? You can't even go to Rome. There's all these cobblestones and stuff. You can't do this, Mom. Mom, come on, don't be ridiculous. So I decided not to tell him. And I can't believe that two children who know all kinds of stuff about me. I mean, there is not a joke I can tell that one of them doesn't jump in and say the punchline before I get to it. They know all my jokes, they know all my stories, they know how I did all these things when I was young that like nobody does. And by that I mean I did a lot of traveling. I mean, I bought a one-way plane ticket to Rio de Janeiro and stayed down there for about 4 months, then went on to Chile and stayed there for 7 or 8 months. I mean, how did they not know who I am? You know, when I decided to go to law school, I didn't tell a soul because for the same damn reason. Oh, you want to go to law school? Oh, well, fancy schmancy. Oh, don't you think you're all that? I didn't tell a flippin' soul. Anyway, I went on and became an attorney, and I was an attorney for 40 years. I just recently retired, and I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs, bored to tears, and I don't understand how my two kids who, at this point, there's very few people in the world that know me or should know me better than them. And they would think if I told them I was going to go to Italy next year, they'd tell me I was nuts.